This episode of Bag Fries is brought to you by Manscaped.
Hold on.
Manscrape your Manscaped. Don't be late.
Let me get in.
Why can't I just do it?
Yeah, but I'm.
And then you'll get what you need to get, and you can interject it. And
why do you have to start a fight with this?
It's no fight. It's me telling you how to do it.
A fight.
Just do that.
But you
keep stopping me. That's
because
why.
I don't like to. I like to know when the podcast is starting.
Podcast is starting now.
Dude, I'm going to fucking kill you.
It probably was starting when I said this episode of the podcast is brought to you by Bag Fries.
But
I don't know if that helps you to deduce.
a heads up of, hey, well, let's go for it.
All right.
Dude, I'm going to end the podcast.
Are you ready?
Tonight. Podcast is, this is the last episode. I'm
Dude,
done with you.
You're just so busy. You're just a busy boy.
I know.
And I try to accommodate your busyness, and
yeah, right, dude. You didn't do a damn thing for
I
me,
did.
dude.
I'm at your house. It's 10 o'clock.
You begged me to come over. Please let me come over.
See, now you're doing a thing that I don't like. Where you lie.
I'm not lying. You're the liar.
You're lying.
Do you know what people say about you behind your back when you're not there?
Don't
They
even
say Kevin's a fucking liar, dude.
Dude, you better not say that because I'm gonna think about that forever.
Good.
If you
That's why I'm trying to plant seeds in that fucking rotted out brain.
Dude, so you guys told me that there was a girl that thought that I was planning, like that I was pretending to be this nice guy who's faithful to his wife so that chicks will sleep with me, like secretly. And I was like,
well, I told you that because that's what she said, and she's a psycho broad.
I know she's a
psycho.
psycho. Yeah, because you were like, she's a psycho. I'm like, why is she a psycho? She's like, she's just an idiot. And I'm like, but why? And you're like, she's just dumb. And then I was like,
I do that. You do that to me all the time where I tell you that somebody is a low-level human being.
And then I go, and then you said, well, I'll give you an example. She thinks that you're trying to sleep with a bunch of chicks.
Yeah.
And this whole thing of you being a nice guy who's like faithful to his wife is just an act.
Yeah.
And that literally, I've thought about that so much.
Yeah, that should be infuriating.
It is infuriating.
That's what I'm telling. That's why
I'm infuriated.
See, but maybe sometimes I'm
Steven infuriated.
Maybe sometimes I'm protecting your sanity by not giving you too many details about things, dude.
Don't say that either, because then I think you're withholding. What are you withholding stuff?
I could play you like a fiddle, brother.
Shit.
I'm gonna own you, dude.
Dude, don't make me start getting after it again. Hi, welcome
getting after what?
I'll get you so good. Welcome to Bag Fries. This episode is sponsored to you by Manscaped.
It's brought to you by Manscaped. Is it brought to you by Manscaped and Manscaped.com.
Yeah.
Manscaped.net.
Is it .net?
No, it's Manscaped.com.
Just type in Manscaped into the Google search. If you want to get 20% off, type in the code Kevin's Bush.
Yes, use code Kevin's Bush at manscaped.com. And also, you know what? You don't have to go all out and get the best thing. You should, because your balls are hairy as shit. Everybody's been sending me pictures of their fat nuts all fucking. This died. I haven't charged it at all. I haven't used it.
This is the way to go. The Lawnmower 4.0.
Lawnmower
is neat.
4.0. That'll fuck you up, dude. It'll fuck you up in a good way because you shave your nuts like you never fucking felt before.
Get deep in the pee hole with this bad boy for your nose and whatnot.
Yeah, this is a pee hole shaver. The Weed Whacker. You know what's crazy? I actually did a test with this stuff where I shaved my pubes and I did all the stuff and the toner and stuff.
Yeah,
and then. You know how they always say a baby's butt is like the softest thing?
That's what
so what I did is I did a test where I shaved my balls super whatever, and then I did a classic Pepsi challenge where underneath people put their hands into a box, and in one thing was a baby's butt area, a newborn baby's butt, and then the other box was my nuts.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of people thought my nuts were the baby's butts.
Really?
I swear to God.
Your nuts are as big as a baby's butt.
Yeah. I did it outside of a 7-Eleven, like classic Pepsi challenge style.
Dude, that's the way to do it.
But, dude, this is podcast brought to you by Manscaped. Manscaped is, you know what, dude? They're the best. They're the best in men's below-the-belt grooming, dude. You want to shave your nuts? You want to get some ass of any gender? Mm-hmm. Do it. This right here, what I'm about to pull out, fucking, dude, this is the Crop Reviver. This is the fucking... crop preserver ball deodorant. Honestly, I put this shit on every single time I go to Kevin's house because for some reason, every time I go to Kevin's house, as soon as I get there, his wife is like, let me feel and smell your nuts.
Yeah. Well, she's a good host.
And she does.
Yeah.
And then I started doing that, and she was like, these feel revolved and preserved.
Absolutely.
And revitalized and toned.
That's how she talks.
Yeah.
And, dude, I'll tell you one thing. If Louis C.K. had been using this stuff, he probably never would have gotten in trouble.
Dude, that's what I've been saying. If it wasn't such a fucking red forest down there,
Yeah.
he's got
People would have just been like, "Oh my gosh."
he's got hairy nut energy, dude.
He really does. HNE.
Dude, so right now what we got is the Performance Package 4.0. That means this shit's tried and tested. They fucking went through 3 other versions of this, and we're like, how can we make it better? How can we make your nuts softer? And that's what they got right here. Inside, you got the Lawnmower 4.0, Weed Whacker, Ear and Nose Trimmer, Crop Preserver, Ball Deodorant, Evolved, Boxer Briefs. I put the Boxer Briefs on. I told you last time, I fucking started playing video games way better as soon as I put that shit on, dude. All this shit's good, dude. 4th generation. It's not going to cut your nuts. Too bad, maybe a little bit here and there, but that's if you gotta have some tact here.
Don't talk about cutting nuts.
Don't cut your nuts off.
Don't cut your nuts off.
Yeah, well, that's what I know a guy, actually my neighbor downstairs. He's walking around right now with this big medical diaper on.
Yeah.
And I was like, "What happened?" And he was like, "I don't want to talk about." And there's like a big red stain on the
Yeah.
front. And I was like, "What happened, dude?" And he was like, "Dude, I don't want to talk about it."
I was using the other guy's razor.
He used the other guys and he cut his
Wow.
nuts off completely.
I knew it.
And
Dude.
so he was like, I had to go to, and I was like, have you tried Manscaped? And he's like, what's that? And I was like, well, if you use promo code Kevin's Bush at manscaped.com, you could get 20% off whatever you want.
Wow.
But I don't think he said he's never going to shave his nuts again.
Promo ended. Guys, welcome to Bag Fries. If you, here, put this away. Get this out of here.
Oh, also, they'll send you this fucking fly ass bag.
It's
too.
dope. It's
Dude,
it's leathery. It's
even
it's
hey,
nice.
if you're short on cash and you still want to shave your nuts a little bit, dude, they got all kinds of shit on the website. Not everything has to be fucking the entire big box, but you should get the big box.
Folks, if you enjoy the pod, make sure to go to iTunes, leave a 5-star review. Send us emails at backfriespod@gmail.com. I'm Kevin Tinkin. Across from me is Bruce Gray. We're friends. And
We were friends.
we were friends when this podcast started, and every week that it goes past, it's just another week creeping towards the end of my friendships. And I'll tell you this, Ben and Jace don't even talk to me anymore. You know what I mean? They don't call me. I have to call them repeatedly for them to pick up and
Well, they
actually
don't
say
talk.
hi.
They don't talk. They don't talk to each other. They just don't speak out loud. They just sit. What's up?
I'm just turning me up a little.
Oh, I thought you were about to say we didn't record anything, and I was gonna fucking kill myself, dude.
No, we got it. Okay. Yeah, no, what do you mean they don't talk? They talk.
They just sit. They sit in a room, crisscross applesauce, with their eyes closed, watching VR porn.
Yeah, but I'm just saying there's a long-standing history with doing a podcast with me where you end it and then you never talk to me
That's
again.
not true, dude. You're being fucking emo.
I am being a little emo, but it's true. But Bruce, you can't ever end the pod. I know Bruce got big shit on the horizon. You never know. Tammy Faye Baker's going out on the road again with Bob Barker and Tina Maroney. And,
I'm still feeling all Ralphie May's old dates too.
yeah, dude,
Yeah.
well, that's what's great is you go out there and you
yeah.
can do the same act. And
I've been
people
going
are
out there
like,
like,
Ralphie,
Yeah, man, no, for real. When you found a town, you gotta get 2 toilets. One for your dick, one for your ass. Cause I got 2. The way my house is I got 2 toilets, and I also got a barbecue sauce dispenser on the toilet seat.
let me ask you this: do you ever use a bidet?
I have.
I like them.
Have I ever told you about the first time I used a bidet?
Maybe, I don't know.
I was at a bachelor party, and we.
Oh, you got friends? Cool.
Yeah, I was at a bachelor party and we were at this Airbnb and I was fucking wasted, dude. And I was just fucking puking my face off.
Hell yeah.
I was vomiting.
Vomit City.
Then I took a fucking, while I was vomiting, I leaned over and I ripped a DMT vape pen and then I went back to vomiting. But I was like, ugh, like in another.
You gotta
dimension.
vomit if you want to get a good trip on a DMT.
So then, but then I was sitting there, I was like, I need water so bad. And I was like, I need water more than anything. And I was like, fuck, the sink is so far away, the kitchen's so far away.
You just hit
But you know it wasn't so far away?
The bidet?
The bidet.
Did
And
you
I
do it?
Went, just fucking sprayed
Dude.
bidet water in my mouth. So the first time I ever used a bidet, it wasn't even on my asshole, it was on my mouth hole.
Yeah. When I was a kid, if I was bad, I'd have to eat my dinner on the toilet.
Is that true?
Yeah, sometimes.
Did you get a TV tray?
No, I never. So that happened to me one time, but not literally on the eat in the bathroom. Like it was great times.
The way your wife cooks, I always eat dinner on the toilet because I gotta fucking shit and throw up as soon as I eat your wife's food.
Dude, I've been training my wife up with this just different fibers and pills and whatnot, and she's been regular.
Really?
Oh yeah, she thanks me every day. She goes,
Does
"Thank
your
you."
wife rip major ass around you?
No, but when she does, it's brutal.
Yeah.
It's really brutal.
Yeah, you ever have your lady rip ass under the covers, and then you're like, what the hell's going on under here?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I always shit under the covers.
Amber
I like
Heard
to shit
style,
it.
dude.
Yeah, I go AH on them, and I take a big dump under the covers, and then I force my wife underneath, and I wrap it up in like and I get a Santa Claus kind of
You
thing.
throw it all in the dumpster.
Yeah, and it's hilarious. It's called a Dutch oven. It's good. It's really good.
What's been going on, dude? Where you been? I haven't seen you in a few days.
I have been.
You're hiding out, dude.
I mean, look, buddy.
Fuck.
Nobody wants to see old Kevin Tinker.
What are you talking
anymore,
about?
You know, it's
You sit here and you fucking boo hoo. You boo hoo a lot, dude.
I'm not boo hooing. I just
Don't move the table either.
I'll fucking move it.
What's
now.
going on, dude? Where you been?
I've been around.
Where?
I've been in and out around.
You been at In-N-Out?
I've been at In and Out. No, I've been spending a lot of time with the family lately. Honestly, I mean, it's just been at home, and then they've been gone for the last day. So
Where the fuck have you been, dude?
I've been at home doing not much. I've
Why,
been at home. I've been editing. I've been struggling.
Editing what?
With this video, the video for last week's podcast. It takes me a whole week, to get this thing edited and put it up.
You're at home punching the podcast numbers.
Dude, I'm just like I gotta watch it over and over again,
Yeah.
the old one, so that we can get up to 100 viewers.
Yeah.
And that's what YouTube says that the big money will start coming.
Yeah,
in.
Mr. YouTube came to my house and he was like, "If you don't, they literally told me, he said, if you don't get more views on the podcast, I'm gonna send some dudes here and they're gonna fucking kill you."
That seems right.
You know where I went last night?
Where'd you go?
A gay bar.
Did you really?
Yeah, I can't stop going.
How was it?
It was awesome.
Did you?
They're so much fun, dude.
Did you get sucked off?
No, I could, dude. Honestly, I'm not even joking.
It's so easy to be gay.
Dude, I swear to God, me and you. I wish I was joking. Me and you could go down right now to Santa Monica Boulevard, Boys Town, and if our main goal that night was to get sucked off,
Yeah.
we could get sucked off in record time.
Yeah.
Like you could just if you walked up, if you just walk up to people and you go, "Hey, I'd like to get sucked off right now," they'd be like, "Okay, perfect. Talk to
Yeah.
me."
Well, the thing about that's great about gay dudes too is they'll be like, oh man, I want to have sex with you or whatever, and I'll be like, yeah, but I'm fat, and they're like, oh, I'm into that.
Yeah,
And I was
they'll
like,
do.
I
Oh,
haven't
there's
had a
some
shower
big.
in 4 days.
There's
and
some
they're like,
fat folks
I
there.
like that, and I go, actually, I got my dick's weird, and they go, I love it.
Yeah.
Bring it,
I love
bring it
it,
over.
yeah.
It's serious. Seriously, dudes are like, I think dudes in general are just gross.
Well, Max, the guy, one of the twins' friends, who's staying with us from New York City, the Big Apple. But he came. He had never been down there. I was like, dude, because I got done with some shows, and then we went and got a drink over here, and I was like, let's fucking go down.
Did he get sucked off?
No, he didn't
Dude,
get sucked
how come you guys are going to the fucking gay clubs and nobody's getting sucked off?
because it's fun. You go down there and so here's what we went.
Here's
down.
what I want. Next time you go to these clubs, I want to hear that you got.
I'm not allowed
sucked
to. I'm not
off.
allowed to get sucked off.
Why not?
My parents don't let me.
Aw, man. I hate that. Yeah, my dad gets pissed.
If he hears that you get sucked off,
Yeah,
my
yeah.
dad calls me every day and asks if I got sucked off or not. And if I say yes, he says, "Don't ever talk to me again."
Wow,
I know.
that's
But
crazy.
dude, so we were on this we're at this gay club and we're on the second level and it's pretty empty on the second level because everyone's down in the pit making out, dude. They're fucking making out. People are over the pants hand jobbing, and there's a stage and there's
great
guys dancing on
times.
the stage. So I'm like, all right, watch this. Dude. So I went downstairs and got $20 in ones from the bartender, and I went over and I leaned over the edge of the thing and I was about to throw this money, and there's a security guard right there, and I looked to my left and I was like, oh shit, and it was a comedian I knew. So I'd be like, oh hey dude, I was like, I'm a straight guy, and I was like, but is it okay if I throw this wad of $20 bills over the rail? And he was like, yeah, to go do whatever. And I was like, all right, cool. And so
20s, dude?
No, I threw $20 in ones.
Oh,
I leaned
okay.
over the railing and I fucking threw them in the air, and it fucking went berserk. And
Hell
everybody
yeah.
was like, this guy up there is gay, dude.
That
But in a
rules.
good way.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, like gay, like in the 30s.
Yeah, gay like
You guys
happy.
Really, this guy is one of the happiest
Dude,
guys.
did I tell you that a British person came up to me the other day, and I swear to God, no, not even no joking in her whatever.
Yeah.
She walked up, she's like, "Is it okay if I go outside for a fag?"
Yeah, no,
I swear to God.
dude, my son a few days ago goes, "Hey, Dad, you know what they call cigarettes in Britain?" And I was like, "Yeah," and he's like, "What? Why do they do that?"
Yeah.
And
Do you
I'm
know
like,
what?
I don't know.
Have you ever been over there?
No, never been.
It's funny because I went over there one time, and everyone kept coming up to me, and they were like, "Mate, you got a Kevin on you?"
Dude. Well, when I was,
Mate, you got one of them Kevin Tinkins I could bum up.
when I was-
Smoking on Kevin Tinkins that kill you, but it's good. It's good stuff, mate.
when I was in Australia, I remember this guy came. Like, "Hey, mate, good day. I gotta go take a big old Bruce in the toilet." And I was like, "Hey, that's
Dude,
my
this
friend."
also at the fucking Comedy Store. This British guy came up to me. He was like mid-20s guy. Came up to me and was like, "Hey, can we smoke cigars inside of here?" And I was like, "No." And he was like, "What?" And I was like, I literally went, "Are you crazy?" I was like, "Are you fucking out of your mind? You think you can smoke cigars?"
I
in
hate
here?"
that the Comedy Store, because it has this allure, like it's like a rock star time.
Oh, you're
like
mad you can't-
Sam Kinison is shooting his gun. I show up with a gun and I want to smoke and do coke and
Yeah.
like beat up a child and stuff, and they're like, it's illegal. I'm like, I get kicked
Yeah,
out. It's
you're
not.
right.
It's like I threw up, at the Comedy Store one
You
time.
didn't throw up at the Comedy
I
Store.
threw up on a pile of dirt behind the Comedy
You
Store.
threw up on the Comedy Store. You did. You did not throw up at the Comedy Store. You threw up on the Comedy
No,
Store.
it was a
100%.
pile of dirt in the
It was
back.
also the front.
In the driveway.
on the wall. You grabbed.
I
You
didn't throw
puked
up
in your
on the
hand. You
wall.
puked in your hand, and then you went to Christy Leah's name, and you went. Bunch of people around. Bunch of industry people were
Yeah.
in suits. They were booking JFL.
Is that why I got
so
a couple of gigs that night?
They puked. You puked in your hand, and then you wiped it across Christy Leah's name. And, you
Yeah.
and then you looked at everyone. You went right.
Ain't no Hannah Gatsby, that's for sure.
Dude, you want to know something else cool?
What?
I was at Cantor's last night.
Oh, I got a story after this. Sorry,
I was
first
at
remember.
Cantor's last night, and I was walking to the bathroom upstairs, and there was an unattended. What do you just leave it alone?
Just let me live.
Dude, don't fucking quit taking your fingernail
Just
across
let me.
the table.
I just want to. There's a little something on there. I gotta
Dude,
get
I have
it
sex
off.
with my wife on this table.
I know. There's a little bit of jizz.
Oh yeah, it's dried up. It's black.
Black.
I'm dehydrated. But I was walking to the bathroom, and there's an unattended bucket of paint, not bucket, an unattended paint tray with a roller, and somebody had been painting. And so
Really?
I was pretty drunk, and I looked around, and I was like, "Ugh," and I grabbed it, and I dipped it, and I went, and I painted on the wall really quick, like 5 times up and down, and then I ran to the bathroom. So next time you're at Cantor's Deli in Los Angeles,
Yeah.
and you're upstairs, and you go upstairs, and you see that white wall, just know your pal Bruce helped out on that white
Dude,
wall.
that's
a little
nice.
bit.
I love
Yeah.
that. That's your version of like being bad is helping a guy paint a wall. in
Yeah,
secret.
yeah, real Tom Sawyer energy, dude. I got, dude.
So my dad's birthday was this last week on the 25th. Happy birthday, Jim Tinkin. And I called him up.
Damn, you just doxed your dad.
Of course I did. I mean, hit him up. He's a great guy. He's a good friend, and he's a handsome old man. And
What if your dad called you and he was like, got a visitor today out of the property, and guy said he loves the bag. He said he loves the Bag Fries podcast. He said that, and then he just took my pants off and started sucking me off on the bag.
I mean, we got loyal fans,
Yeah.
No, he called me, and I was like, "What are you doing?" He's like, "I don't know, maybe I'll go see a movie or something." I was like, "You got to go see Top Gun because I hear good things about it." My dad used to be a pilot in the Air Force, so he loves that kind of shit. And that kind of shit, I'm callous and cool. And he, so I go, "Hey, are you gonna take that lady of yours with you to go see Top Gun?" And he goes, "I don't know." And I go, "Dad, I got a hot tip for you, a real good trick." And I told him about the popcorn. I go, "Next time you go, get yourself a bucket of corn and cut a hole in the bottom and put your junk in it. And then when Carrie goes over to grab some corn, she's grabbing your ding dong, Dad." And he's just dying. Like,
What, he never heard of that?
I'm sure he's heard of it.
Probably invented it.
But my dad is such a sweet guy. Like he's very proper. So like he would never even like talk about something like that. Like he wouldn't bring it up or whatever. So he's probably heard of it. But I was like, but you're so wholesome. You'll probably just put your hand through it. And then you guys can hold hands in the popcorn.
Or he's jacking off.
Yeah.
Imagine you put your dick in it and you just start jacking as you just crunching pop. You're getting kernel splinters on your fucking thing.
Yeah. So hopefully all JT's out there, getting jerked off in a Top Gun at a ripe young age of, gosh, how old is he? 78 now or something?
Yeah.
Jesus.
How old was your dad when he had you? 14?
Yeah, 14, yeah.
So whenever your parents got married, your dad was 25 and your mom was 11?
No, he was born in 47. So
Where are your dad's parents from?
Fresno,
Are they?
and
They're not Dust Bowl folks.
Tulare, Lindsay. I mean, Lindsay's where
Oh damn,
that's where
it
they're.
really goes down.
Yeah, I mean, it's honestly, it's been 3-4 generations back in.
But they're not Dust. They're
California.
not Dust Bowl people. They didn't come
No,
from Oklahoma, Texas.
no. I don't know. I don't know where they came from before.
I was
then.
explaining the Dust Bowl to Kelly and Max last night because it's like you know
You
whenever
just had your asshole open.
It's
See,
like,
if you look in the eye at a dust bowl, you see it gets real dusty down there.
but it's like you know when there's shit like that where it's like the shit that is fucking pounded into your head in school, like being from Central California, the shit they pound in your head.
Yeah.
And like you don't realize that not everybody learned about that shit at all.
The grapes of wrath. I mean,
Yeah,
I'm
that kind of
surprised
shit,
people
yeah.
didn't weigh. I mean, Steinbeck is like great.
Yeah.
And that's all about the Dust Bowl. But I don't think people know about the Okies and all the, that type of stuff.
Watch your mouth, dude.
The Okies, dude. That's what I'm saying. The Okie, the from Oklahoma.
Yeah. Well, that's like so many of the people in my family that are like, especially the ones who are older.
Yeah.
Like even though they didn't really grow up, like they went to school there when they were like super young, but they all moved out here in like the 30s, So like,
Yeah.
but they still had like a little twang.
Yeah.
Like even like like Buck Owens type people, like they're Dust Bowl folks, like all those people.
Did I really gotta look into the family history because I know
I don't know honestly, I know that my family moved from Oklahoma in the 30s, and I have no fucking clue what's going on before
Yeah.
that. Because anytime people is like, "Well, my great grandfather," it's like I have no fucking clue.
Yeah. Well, my
Nobody in my family ever did anything cool.
My grandfather's grandfather lived in Germany. I know that for sure. Henry Tenken, and he's the one that came to America. And that was during World War I because
Yeah, he
unlike
must,
what most people think, most people didn't love the Nazis.
Yeah. So
Even if they lived in Germany.
he was a Nazi.
I love how people are so fucking stupid. They're
What?
like, oh, you're a German. You're like, just when people, anytime, they're just like, no, it had to be a fucking nightmare for the people there.
No,
Most people are just wearing clogs and fucking eating sausage and drinking beer and talking really silly.
Imagine
and like,
one day you're chilling and you're like, "Yo, it's fucking lit." Like we're
Dude.
eating sausage and pretzels, and
Yes.
we got a fucking beer and a big titty chick right here.
Yeah.
And then someone comes in and is like, "What if we killed Jews?"
Yeah,
and they're
yeah.
like, "What the fuck?"
Dude, seriously, that's exactly what happened with the majority
for-
of the citizens.
For other people, I would say yes. For your grandpa, I would say he was a Nazi.
Yeah, I wish, because then I'd have some real dope
Yeah.
old memorabilia.
I was gonna say it means you would have had a well dressed grandpa.
Yeah, dude, your hair's a little funky on the backside of that headphone. I want to tell you now because last time you got all crazy.
I've
when I
never
didn't
gotten
tell you.
crazy.
Oh, you got so crazy,
Dude, you've been
bro.
gaslighting me since you got
Dude,
here.
you've been gaslighting me since we
You've been
met.
you've been gaslighting me since you arrived.
Dude, you make these wild accusations, and then
They're true.
and then I feel I have to defend them. But when I accuse you of a truth,
When have you ever accused me of the
you're
truth?
you're like Neo in the Matrix with the truth. You're just
What have you accused me of that I said it wasn't true?
oh that you've been going buck wild since we got here. You're going crazy.
I had a
Dude.
temper tantrum, dude.
I mean, he's.
I don't know why I always every time I start setting the podcast up, I always have a temper tantrum.
I
don't know
think
what
it's
it is.
because I honestly know what it is.
What?
Because you are. I'll give you a compliment sandwich here. You pride yourself on being able to put shit together well, and you do, and you figure it all out. And your one Achilles heel that I've seen before is you lose stuff a lot. And so you don't know where stuff is.
Do you know what it is? Is that I overcorrect.
Yeah.
So I'll clean up my every single time I'll clean my entire place. It'll be fucking spotless, and then I'll be like, all right, time to do whatever, and I'm like, fuck.
Where is all the
Where is everything?
That's my wife too. When she cleans, and she does. And I don't want to say that, but she does. She's great. She takes great care of me, and I got a few complaints. But she hides things, and then she doesn't know where they are, and then I'll find them in a drawer somewhere, like months later. I'm like, oh my god, here's where all the replacement headphone, squishy things are.
Oh, here's my grandfather's war memorabilia.
Dude, real talk. My great grandfather's travel clock was one of the things that I was like.
He had a travel
What?
clock.
Yeah, it was cool. It was like basically
A stopwatch.
no, it was about this
pocket
big. They were very popular back in the day, and you open it up, and then it comes out a little bit, so it makes like a triangle, and it's just and then you wind it, and it's a clock for a alarm in the morning.
You know what I have from my grandpa still to this day?
A lot of bruises.
No. I have his reusable condom.
Really?
Because when condoms first came out, they were reusable.
Sheepskins.
Yeah. So it was like diapers back in the day. So you
Right.
would wash it, and I've used it a few times myself, and it's really, I mean, nothing can beat like
The history.
the real. I mean, there's history. Every time I'm fucking with it, I'm like, oh my god, I'm like, this is like, I'm you know, you see those Ancestry.com commercials?
Yeah.
That's what I'm gonna go on there and do. Be like, I have this old sheepskin condom that was handed down from my grandfather to
Yeah.
my father and now to me.
Yeah.
And so every time I use this to have sex with a random man in Pan Pacific Park, I feel him there.
You
I
feel the
just-
history.
And that's why I do it.
Oh, you got to do it, man. It's good to know the history. I always think about like, I've got a lot of reverence for my grandfather, both my grandparents.
Were they bad people or good people?
They were great people.
But were they?
Yes.
Everybody.
They really were.
Listen, everybody's grandparents. Do you ever? No, I'm not even joking.
Okay.
Everyone's grandparents. When you meet your grandparents
Yeah.
and you be around them, they're like these nice old people, and especially after they die, the more shit comes out about like everybody's grandpa. I'm not saying just specifically you.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
Everyone's grandpa back in the day was just smacking the fuck out of their lady and smacking up the kids, and they were cheating. And
Dude,
they were
I'll tell you
because it was so easy to cheat back in the day.
Of course.
So they would just go fucking do whatever, and they'd fucking smack around. My grandpa got shot by his neighbor for fucking his wife. My grandpa got shot by his wife for fucking the neighbor. Like,
Yeah, your grandparents were different than my grandparents.
I don't think that's true. I think everybody's grandparents were like this.
I don't think so.
I think so.
I think some people-
I think that some people's grandparents are better at hiding it than other people's grandparents.
Maybe I'll tell you when my dad, he said because we were talking about like why him and my mom didn't stay together or whatever, and he's like, I really
Why your grandpa and your mom didn't stay together?
no, my dad and my mom why they
Gotcha.
didn't stay together, and he says he's like I really don't know how to fight. I don't know how to have a fight. Like my parents never fought in front of me. They never like raised their voice. Like it was literally like super chill.
Dude, I think
And-
behind the scenes it was full on Tom and Jerry. I think
They-
your grandpa was fucking smashing your grandma's face with an iron, and then she would look to the camera, and
Yeah.
her face would be the shape of an iron.
My grandfather is Patrick Swayze and Donnie Darko, where he has the child porn sex dungeon, and everybody thinks he's this great guy. Yeah, I don't know. I always have a lot of reverence for that guy. I'm still waiting to find out some dirt or whatever.
I honestly, truly believe that some people's grandparents are better at hiding it than others. Because I think that back in the day, people were fucking twisted, and people are twisted now.
I think
But
people are way more twisted now. They're just access to more information.
I think everyone's always been twisted.
Yeah, but you're going to get more twisted if you're able to unite with a community across the entire world online and share your twisted shit. And then when you do that for 20, 30 years, as we've been in the internet for now, I mean, it's going to get even crazier.
Yeah, but I think that people were just addicted to pussy back in the day, and there was no like
I don't
back
think
back
so.
in the day, you couldn't just fucking sit down on your phone and have access to unlimited puss pics.
Yeah, but I also don't think that people were as obsessed with sex as they are
I
now.
think they were, and
We're
I think
in
you had to
Maslow's
go out and get it.
hierarchy of needs at the top triangle.
You had to
right
go out
now.
and find it. Where now you can just sit there on your phone and look at fucking.
Most people were trying to figure out how to survive for the majority of human nature, and like fucking to have kids and like fucking because it felt good.
People weren't even.
is relatively. I mean, it's not new,
But
but
those
it's
people,
like-
they didn't. These people didn't even love their children. Their children were fucking.
yeah.
They were the help.
well, yeah, well,
People had kids so that they were more people to work.
yeah, and most of them died in childbirth, including the wives, and a lot of them died before they reached puberty, and yeah, kids. It was brutal, dude. It was fucking brutal. I don't think people were.
But I
out,
think
like,
that fucked with
trying
people's.
to figure out how
that
to
shit
jack off.
Fucked
They were-
with people's heads, I think, and
Yeah.
so that's fucking with their heads.
It
they
takes
went fucking crazy.
time, though. Here's the deal.
I don't think. Dude,
All you
I
have-
think people were fucked up.
Think about you before you ever saw any pornography at all.
I literally. Can I tell you something?
You were like, if I hold hands with this girl, oh my God.
I was born, and in the room, there was two TVs. One of them was playing the ESPN Top 10.
Uh-huh.
The other one was playing porn.
Okay.
My dad's crazy, dude.
Your dad is crazy.
My dad brought his big stack of VHS tapes.
He brought all the porn
Yeah.
so that when you came out, that was the first thing that you saw was
Yeah.
DP.
Also, shout out to the dude who emailed today that he wants to send me a VHS copy of Viva Rock Vegas. I gotta get. Well, I do. We need to get
Dude,
a
hell
PO.
yeah.
I was just talking with somebody. We do need to get a PO box
Let's get one.
because I'm not gonna give anybody my address.
I mean, I'll get a PO box.
It's got to be cheap, right?
I don't know. I have no idea. And I mean, I also, there needs to be a dearth of just a dolge of packages coming our way that people are.
I'm gonna get a PO box just to get that VHS copy of Viva Rock Vegas.
I might just give somebody my address. I don't really give a shit. I don't really care.
Let's give him Zach's address. He doesn't.
Honestly, that's not a bad
We
idea.
should just have people send shit to Zach's house.
That's not a bad idea at all.
Even if I told him, he'd be like,
Okay.
Hey, the door's open.
"Yeah,
Come on. Yeah, I'm in here. Yeah, sorry. I got my penis stuck under the couch again.
I think people have always been fucked up.
I mean, people have been fucked up. I just don't think. I just.
I mean, they killed Jesus. That's the most fucked up thing you could do.
Yes, that's true. And I mean, here's the deal. Every time a society gets to a certain point of wealth, it gets more fucked up because people are bored. They have more free time.
yeah.
So pre those times, I mean, that's why you see like in Greece, they had these like, man, boy, love, fucking, oiled up wrestling. And then like
In the movie Grease?
Yeah, in the movie Grease. Yeah,
I do not remember that part at all.
Fuck off.
That is insane.
No, Aristotle he would throw big orgies, and then while he was like fucking
That guy who's on SNL?
yeah, Aristotle, yeah. While he's like just railing out some kid, and he would like come up with a new idea about like philosophy or whatever.
Man, that's why Chris D'Elia is so funny.
Because that's dude. Hey, how's this for a theory? There's a lot of really talented people that get caught
I don't like this theory.
banging kids, right?
Yeah.
What
Jeffrey Epstein, Bill Clinton, Kevin Tinkin.
What if that's how you do it? That's how you get good.
Yeah.
Like when you the next time a young comic comes up to you and says, "I want to be a comedian. What do I do?" Next, it'd be like, well, first thing you got to do, you got to get some weird sort of sexual fetish.
Deviancy. Dude,
Yeah.
I've been getting a lot of.
I'm trying to, I think I'm pretty funny. Like, I want to get out and tell some jokes.
And
I'm like, what are you talking about?
no, people are like people would DM, and I'm like,
They're so soft spoken.
well, I'm a nice guy, and people would DM me and be like, "What do you think about this guy DM'd me the other day,
Yeah.
and he was like, can we get coffee?" And I didn't respect because it's like, no.
Give him my number, dude. I'll take him out for coffee. I need friends, dude.
No,
I
you
need,
don't.
I need buddies.
You
to
got
hang
buddies.
with. No,
you,
nobody.
you got buddies now, and you don't even you just sit at home and jack your peen.
Dude, I wish I was jacking my peen.
Dude, but people would like DM me and they're like, "Yeah, we can get, can I pick your brain over
Yeah, yeah.
coffee?" And it's like, no.
Dude, everybody.
But I tell people too. I tell them this straight up. I was like, all you got to do is do it. There's nothing else I can tell you other than doing it. Just go do it. And they don't believe me.
I always tell people the same exact advice every time. Write jokes every day. Write 10 jokes a day, and go up as often as you can.
I write 2 jokes a year.
Same, but we're at a different level.
Yeah.
When you get really good at stand up, you stop writing.
You just do the same shit over and
You do
over.
the same shit. You make up most of your stuff on stage, and you kind of figure out how to ride the bike a little bit. You know what I mean? Honestly, I could do at this point. I could do unlimited amounts of time on stage now. Like it's really kind of nuts.
Yeah.
Because when I get on, I've kind of figured out how to make, and this is completely excluding Los Angeles hip cool people crowds, because those fuckers,
I just did one of those last night. I ate my dick.
I fucking hate
Actually,
them.
it went fine.
I hate them.
I was just I did this show last night. And it was a backyard on the west side, and it was packed. It was like 150, 200 people there. But all of these people are so fucking beautiful, and they seem like they've never seen live performance in their life at all.
Yeah.
And so I was up there, and I was like, I'd be in the middle of jokes that I don't like to toot my own dick, but they crush. At a lot of other places. And I'd be in the middle of these jokes. You know when you're on stage and you're in the middle of a joke and you're like, I don't even want to finish this.
Yeah, because you're like, these people suck, or like somebody's like playing with their hair, and like somebody else is like, I hate that shit.
Yeah.
And it's
Well,
totally
even-
distracting.
And I did 2 shows last night. They were both good. And the second one, I was up there and I was doing things, and there's this guy in the front row with just the meanest look on his face ever. And I literally stopped in the middle of the joke, and I was like, "Do you want to?" I was like, "Do you want to be here?"
Yeah.
And he just looked at me, and I was like, I'm not trying to be rude. I just,
Yeah.
you don't have to be here. I was like, and if someone's making you be here, I just like, you can tell me after my set, and I'll fix it.
Yeah, yeah,
Like
yeah.
I was like, if you're like in like a thing, and you like if you're being trafficked or something, let me know, and I'll
They're being
help you.
held captive.
I was like, if you're being held captive, that's bad. I don't want that.
Yeah.
And he just looked at me, like the audience was laughing hard, and he's just looking at me, and I like kind of stared at him for a second, and I was like, all right. And I was
Yeah.
like, I'm gonna keep doing the set.
Yeah.
But it's funny too, because it's like that's just the psychosis of doing live whatever. Is that the entire room is enjoying it, but if there's this guy in the front row who's just mean mugging you the entire time for no reason, it's
Yeah.
just I just was like, why are you here?
Right.
Why are you at this
Well,
fucking
you have
dump?
to talk about it. I'm glad you did, because like there's been plenty of times where that kind of shit is happening, and not you, but
Yeah.
I've just barreled through my set and just like,
It's just like, dude, what? You're at this fucking dump. You're basically at a garbage dump in North Hollywood to what? You're not at a comedy club. Like the show is good, but you're not at a comedy club. You're at this fucking place in North Hollywood.
Yeah.
And it's like, dude, just go.
yeah,
Leave.
Yeah,
Why
yeah,
are
yeah.
you here? I just don't get it.
yeah. I don't like it. I don't like
And
it
there's
at
people
all.
who come to the comedy store and do that same thing. They sit in the front row with their arms folded the entire night. And I've had people come up like to me and be like after they've seen like 300 plus people in the room.
Yeah.
Everyone's having a great time. And then you're on your way out and you're talking shit and you tell me that the show sucked. And I've told people to their face, I've said, hey, I've been like, comedy's subjective.
Yeah,
And then they'll like push it and I'll be like, I've done this multiple times. Like maybe stand-up comedy isn't for you.
yeah.
I've told
Which is
people that.
a
And I've also been
totally
like,
fair assessment.
I've been like, or maybe you need to go to a different place. And I'll be like, there's a place down the street and it's fucking terrible. And you
Yeah.
should go down to that
Go to
place.
Laugh Factory.
That's what I'm saying. Go if you want to go, if you think you want to try this again,
Yeah.
go to a terrible comedy club and see terrible comedy because you just came to a good comedy club and saw good comedy and you still think it's bad. So you should probably fuck off forever.
There's also people that just complain about shit to try to get their money back.
Oh, there is absolutely zero chance of anybody getting their money back.
Absolutely.
It
yeah.
says no refunds on the thing.
You got to do that.
Yeah.
That's the only way to do it, because people are so shitty with that stuff. But yeah, I don't understand why a lot of people even go. I've said this several times. People don't even like stand up. Like even the clubs when they're packed out, or the arenas full of people to see stand up comedy. They're not even there to see stand up comedy. They're there to see a famous person, and they have to suffer through the stand-up comedy so they can get back to having their conversations and fucking around on their phones.
Yeah. Well, that's
Like-
why people clap when Craig Robinson comes on stage.
Yeah, exactly.
And then he does karaoke on the piano for 2 hours.
Yep.
Doesn't tell any jokes, just plays, the Office theme song here and there, plays a few other things.
Rocket Man.
Somebody was at a show. You got to stop fucking with the table.
I got to clean it. I'm just doing this
It's-
real quick.
But it's so distracting.
I know. That's why I got to do it. I got to
Please
get it.
stop doing it. I'm going to kill myself if you don't stop.
Don't kill yourself.
I'm
I just
going
wanna
to.
clean it.
You've just been the entire. I'll be in I've so many times on the podcast. I've been in the middle of saying something, and then I look at you, and you're like,
I'm cleaning it.
"That's what I heard that Bob and Tom was like towards the end."
Really?
Is that they would because they would for the radio show Bob and Tom.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah, it was huge. In
My first introduction to any type of
100%.
comedy ever.
And the Central Valley was huge.
Yeah.
They would do New Year's Eve in Bakersfield every year.
Really?
It's huge with like Ron White and shit.
Hell yeah.
But towards the end, apparently they'd be like to you, be like, "So Kevin, heard you got 2 kids," and you'd be like, "Yeah," because you're just doing jokes on there pretty much. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, I actually do. And then you go into that, and like I can't remember the lady's name, but she would like look over to something. One of the guys would like leave the room.
Yeah.
And then like go like grab a cup of coffee, come back and be like, "Oh, that's great. So I heard you went to Fresno State." Yeah. And you're like, "Yeah, I went to Fresno." And then everybody they literally, I'm not even joking. That's what I heard it's like. I heard it's a fucking nightmare.
That's insane.
I heard
That's
it
so
was
sad.
shit towards the end. Yeah.
Dude, Stern still seems to be having a good time when he's not trying to just be the wokest man in the world.
He's so weird where he used to have like Retard Fest 99 and now he's like, Miss Clinton.
He got an AGT, he got an America's Got Talent. He's a judge there, so he's got to shape it up a little bit. He's making so much fucking money now. Not that he
Are
needs
people
more
still
money.
listening to the show?
Of course,
That's crazy.
but it's a completely
He's like the
different
Simpsons.
show.
He's like the Simpsons or Family Guy.
Yeah, yeah.
Where it's like it's still on, but like, is it?
It's
You know?
yeah. I mean, it's it's dude. We're going through. I mean, if you just looked at the world as it pertains to entertainment, we are back in the middle of like the early 90s, late 80s again, where everything is just kind of bad. We're going to look back at a lot of this stuff And there's some absolute brilliant pieces of art out there, without a doubt. I'm not saying that there's nothing, but there is a lot of shit that's being pushed forward as like good stuff. Like, it's like watching. Like, do you ever go back and watch like the you don't have
Care Bears?
the Care Bears, or like
I don't watch the Care Bears.
He-Man, or like any cartoons
How
that
dare
you would watch.
He-Man.
They them.
Yeah.
It's a great bit. I need to do that joke
Do the bit
more.
right now.
They're renaming. They're trying to fit in so it's totally inclusive, and they're actually doing a lot of remakes in Hollywood. They're redoing He-Man, but they're changing the name to They Them. It's a good bit.
Now, you gotta do it like this. You ready?
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. Did you know they're actually they're remaking He-Man right now? But to make it more inclusive for everyone to enjoy, they're calling it They Them.
That's the same.
That's a clip.
Oh, that's the clip. Oh, you fucker. Oh, so you're just gonna steal it on this show?
Yeah, dude. Of course. What do you think this is?
Son of a bitch.
It's always been this way.
You know what I really wish,
Sorry, will
Bruce?
you put my phone in over there on the ground?
I
to your
wish
left?
that my school had a school gun.
Yeah, comedy sucks, dude. I did it a lot this weekend, and I don't know if I ever want to do it again.
Well, I'll tell you. You asked me what's wrong with me, and the main crux of what's wrong with me is I haven't done stand up in a while. I haven't done stand up in a week, or like 10 days. And the last show that I did was an absolute blast. I had fun. I have fun every time I do it. I do a good job. It just fucking. I start really getting. I just stare at my phone. Hey, fucker, call me. And then I go out, or I see a post of some fucking psycho that just talks about their, I don't know, overalls for 7 to 10 minutes on stage and how great they are and how bad everybody else is. And they're just, it's like, Worldwide Comedy presents the next great thing. And they're like, what's the deal? Like, seriously, like, okay, so you're 80 years old. No, thanks. And then the audience, like, it's just like,
Dude,
what are we doing?
I mean, but it's a shit. That shit doesn't translate to the real world. Like, there's
Not at all.
Not saying just like that material, but it's like, I did a show this week that I featured for a guy I like the guy, very good. Like, he's cool, but he's like,
he's a great guy.
done a good amount of shit on Comedy Central and like all this other stuff. But it was a 400 plus seat room, and there was, I think, 11 people there.
Jesus.
And I'd do 25 minutes. And I mean, I had fun. Like, I was just like, what? I don't know. I don't like going out and fucking bitching about people not being there, because it's like, these fucking morons came. So I'll just fucking do it. I was just like talking. I wasn't even doing crowd work. I was like doing bits, and in the middle of bits, I'd be like, "What do you think, Terry?"
Yeah.
Like, I'm just like,
Dude, I did this show. There's a theater in Fresno, and I worked my fucking ass off to get that place packed out. And it was like 75 people, and I was headlining, so I was like, I wanted it to be a big thing, and I don't, it was an early headlining thing, and we got the show like basically full in this little theater, and it was a lot of friends. That it was like it was a hometown thing, and it went fucking great. And I knew there was 2 shows. But I literally told everybody, just buy tickets for the first show. Don't worry about and I, if it was like a person I was actually selling on the show. So the second show happens, and literally 2 people show up. My buddy, Pat, and his girlfriend.
he didn't get no pussy that night.
Well, dude, so I'm like, I go up to the guy who was producing it. I'm just like, hey, we just don't do the show, right? It's just my buddy. He's not gonna care. He's seen me before, and he's like, we're doing the show. Oh, we're doing the show. Bro. And he went. No, it wasn't Chris. And he went out there, dude, and he did his set like it was on tape.
This is Sean Boogie.
Yeah,
Dude, we got to talk about the legend of Sean Boogie.
Sean Boogie. Yeah, he's a Fresno comedian. He's got 2 albums on iTunes, which you should check out.
Sean Boogie. How do you spell Sean? S-E-A-N?
S-H-A-W-N.
S-H-A-W-N. They are, not because the comedy is funny, listening to those albums it feels like you're fucking like in a psyop type. Like, it feels like you're literally like being tortured at Guantanamo Bay, because it's so confusing.
Well, yeah, it's
because they're studio recorded.
Yes.
With Audience reaction piped in.
I always feel bad talking about comics that I actually know. Like, you know what I mean?
Do you know Sean Boogie?
Yes, of course I know Sean.
Does he do live stand-up?
Yeah, he did. I mean, yeah, he used to do. Yeah,
Wait, you're not doxing his. This guy's real name is not Sean Boogie.
that's true. That is very true. But you can look up his albums.
Do you have your phone on you?
No, it's right here.
Can we play a little bit of Sean Boogie?
I don't want to play any Sean Boogie, buddy.
Please.
Because here's what's going to happen: people from Fresno watch this podcast.
Well, people listening will go to Sean Boogie's YouTube. They'd be like, "Yo, Sean Boogie rules!" Like
dude, they should. Dude. Yeah, throw him some love.
Honestly, you should. Even if you have to pay to download the Sean Boogie out, which one should they download?
Oh,
what's it called?
I'm tired of relationships.
It's called I'm Tired of Relationships.
I think. Yeah,
Please go, dude. It is so fucking insane. We listened to the whole thing.
Oh yeah. I've listened to it multiple times. It's entertaining because
weren't you saying that you were in the car with Billy Bonnell and you showed it to him and it got like 15 minutes in and you tried to like talk over it and he was like, "Please stop, please stop. I want to hear this."
Hold on.
It's almost addicting to listen to.
Yeah,
because it's the most insane thing you've ever. It's literally like. If I was sitting here and be like, and look at you, man, you got a crazy hat, and then like it's like it sounds like it's in an arena.
Yeah. So what's crazy is he recorded a stand-up album in a studio, and then when he edited it, including crowd work, including like what appears to be dancing, because he'll be like, hit it. He does the Bernie Mac thing.
Oh, you just hear his clothes like.
Yeah.
So you know he's dancing.
But the thing that's such a trip about it is he chooses for some jokes to bomb.
Well, he's sitting there and he's like, well,
it's very interesting though to like.
Nobody has ever listened to that and be like, wow, that must have been a great show. Mm-hmm. You hear that and you're like, this is insane.
Well, because it's obvious that it's recorded. It's obvious that it's sound effects and stuff.
Please, everybody, you have to go listen to Sean Boogie.
Yeah. The at least the first 5 minutes, because that's when he does most of his crowd work, and you can't even understand what he says in the beginning, but it gets a good laugh.
Dude, are you afraid that Sean Boogie's gonna come for you, dude?
He's a nice guy, so I always feel bad.
Shaky gun.
Shaky.
He has a gun, and he's just like, when someone's nervous to kill you.
Yeah. That reminds me of
give you the Bernie Sanders hand. That Bernie Sanders hand, dude. He'll fucking. You're telling you something. It's not like he has Parkinson's. He's just old as shit. It's just that shaky Bernie Sanders.
I remember the Al Gore because he had a war wound, so he had to put like he couldn't unclose his hand.
Al Gore?
Not Al Gore.
You think a different guy?
Bob Dole.
Yeah, Bob Dole. It was his right hand, and he would always hold the pen in his right hand.
Yeah, because he couldn't. It was basically I don't know what's a better word for it than a lame hand.
Well, yeah, that is a lame ass hand.
Look at this
man in his lame ass hand.
He's got a lame hand. He puts in a
so I was I forget what it was, but I was listening to a thing and they were talking about it. They said that he would always hold a pen in his right hand so that whenever you went to shake his hand, you realized he's holding the pen. So then he would shake it with your left hand. You know what I would do if he tried to shake my hand with his left hand?
What?
I'd say, absolutely not. Give me that hand.
In America, we shake with the right hand.
You ever,
Hi, it's me, Jesse Ventura.
You ever shake somebody's hand that's all fucked up?
Yes.
I went to school with this kid who had a fucking gang hand.
Yeah. There's a guy who's a pretty funny comic whose hand, it feels like just a bag of bones, and like it's squishy. And he's a disabled guy, and but when I always shake his hand. And I wouldn't do it. I really think that that's the way that he wants to be.
Do you think though?
Interacted with, but I don't know. I always go hard too.
Just squeeze it.
No. I always shake his hand, just normal. Because that's the thing. My whole thing is like, and this is with my entire life with reacting to people. I'm always thinking like, how does this person want to be treated? Like, do they want, you know what I mean? And that'll create a level of anxiety that's not healthy, But
not specifically him, but some people don't deserve to be treated the way they think they should be treated. Not saying that you should be mean to that guy because of his fucked up hand, but there are people who walk around that are bad people and they think that everybody should fucking bow down to them.
Oh, no.
So
there's no way, Bruce. Nobody's like that. Most people are humble and they're just... They
See,
love
this is
feedback.
that grandpa effect you got, dude. You got like tricked into fucking this
Brainwashed.
grandpa effect. It's like a Mandela effect.
Dude, don't. I mean, when you,
Your grandpa's a fucking bad
dude,
guy,
don't
dude.
you talk about Bob Tinkin like that,
Bob?
dude. Yeah,
You
Robert
know what my grandpa's name was?
Hitler.
Doy.
Doy.
Doye.
Jesus, how did that happen?
Doy Lin. His middle name was Lin. I'm not going to say his last name. Doy. I don't know, dude. He's from fucking South Texas.
Is he still alive?
No.
Well, then why can't you say his last name?
Because I don't know. I don't Google him. It's nobody's business. He's dead. He's in hell.
But Sean Boogie's
I'm kidding.
on display.
Sean Boogie. Sean Boogie's an entertainer, and we're sitting here plugging his stuff.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. He's gonna get some foot traffic for
Yeah,
sure.
maybe we'll get a couple bucks out of it.
I hope so.
Maybe there's an executive listening to this podcast that's like, dude, Sean Boogie is the next hot ticket.
Dude, these fucking executives, dude. I just wanna
No,
mow them
dude, their
down.
executives are good.
I wanna mow 'em down.
No, dude, we're not mowing anybody. Do you know what the only mowing we're doing is?
Lawnmower
The
4.0.
Lawnmower 4.0.
Yeah.
We're shaving our pubes.
That's
We're
right.
using code Kevin's Bush at gmail.com.
Hollywood is so fucking fake. It's the oldest thing in the world. It's just
Dude,
so
no,
pretend.
it's not.
It's pretend, man.
Well, I mean, the entire thing is we literally are. We're playing pretend right now.
Yeah. I mean, I try.
This right here, this entire thing, this is pretend.
Well, that's
The
part
idea
of why
on video, this all looks great. In
Yeah.
real life, it is hell on earth in here.
it's not hell.
You know
on
what I mean?
earth.
But it's just like this is a facade.
Of course.
It looks great.
Well,
on
that's-
camera,
that's
but it's
been
all
a-
it's you're playing pretend.
I've always tried to keep the podcast as real as possible, you know, and you've never cried on here, which I'm a little disappointed about, you know.
Dude, I'm a big boy.
A big boy's
Every time I do
comfortable with his emotions.
I'm very comfortable with my emotions.
Well, let's get into it.
Dude, I listened to
Bruce.
fucking 7 Spanish Angels in the car the other day. Let a few go, dude.
Wow.
You know the song?
Uh-uh.
You don't know that song?
7 Spanish angels.
You don't know that song?
Uh-uh.
He looked down into her brown eyes and said, "Save her for me." His arms around him. Whispered, "God will keep us free."
Oh.
He knew the rise was coming, and he knew that it could not win.
Great take. Could
Yeah.
you enunciate on that one?
It's Ray Charles.
what's that?
There's a 7 Spanish. No, it's funny because it's literally they played it at my grandpa's funeral, and the song it's by Ray Charles and Willie
Yeah.
Nelson. It's an unbelievable song, but it's literally the song is like about husband and wife, and they're like outlaws, whatever. And Willie Nelson sings one verse, the second verse. Ray Charles sings the first verse, and he goes into the they're playing this out at a few, and it's like a good song, but like if you kind of listen to the details, you're like, is this what he thought he was? Because it's like in the song, the story is like they're outlaws a little bit. They're like running, and then like he's basically like the guy is like, if they take me back to Texas, they won't take me back to life. And he basically like, there's like 10 fucking like rangers that are there to get him, and he like picks up he has the gun. And he just, like the end of Gran Torino a little bit, he just like raises the gun and they fucking blow his brains out. And then the second verse is Willie Nelson. It's like, she picked down and picked the gun up. And then it's like, then the wife is like, I can't make it without my man. And then so she's like, and she knew the gun was empty. And she knew it couldn't win. But her final prayers were answered when the rifles fired again. And it's like, she's like, she has the empty gun and she picks up the empty gun and they fucking blow her away. You know what I'm saying? It's like,
Insane.
it's a great song and it's
That is a
beautiful,
great
but it's
song.
like, they're basically calling those guys who came, they're like Spanish, like whatever riders that are like they're bounty hunter type people. And so they're saying the 7 Spanish angels are the people that are basically sending them to hell. But they're sending this husband and wife. It's like my grandpa. It's like 85 years old.
love
It's
the
like,
song.
he's like, it's a great song, but it's like I don't think that's you.
That's great.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I don't think you're the guy in the song. I think you're.
Dude,
My grandpa was more of the wanderer.
yeah.
Well, I'm the type of guy who fucks everybody, and I fucking have sex with my neighbor, and I get shot right in my. Yeah. My grandpa got shot like 5 different times in his life.
That's insane.
He got shot by his brother on accident when they were
Yeah.
kids. He got shot by a guy he fired from a job. He got shot by his neighbor for fucking his wife.
He fucked his neighbor's wife?
Yeah. And then he got shot by my grandma for
Keep it local. He just goes next door.
Yeah, dude. It's like, well, you got it. That's what I'm saying. Back then, people were fucking crazy.
Yeah,
They're like, I want to go next door and get
I
some
think
puss.
your grandpa was just a little crazy.
No, I think everybody was like that. I'm telling you, everybody was like that, and some people are just better at hiding it.
Okay.
Old people are bad. When you see old people that are like, oh, sweet, like that lady was fucking.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, here's the deal: the statistics are the same across all ages, races, genders, and sexual orientations. There's shitty people, and then there's good people.
Oh, my grandpa was a good guy.
Yeah, he's a good guy. He's just fucking around in your grandma and like,
Getting shot.
Getting shot and
Yeah,
firing
yeah,
dudes.
dude,
And
go to Ancestry.com and it'll fucking pull up your grandpa's medical records and see if he didn't have AIDS.
yeah, he's like, he had AIDS.
Yeah.
He brought AIDS to America.
Yeah, the Tinkin strain.
The Tinkin strain.
How
of
mad would
AIDS.
you be if the next COVID one instead of Omicron was called the Tinkin strain?
I would be upset. You know what? It does. I think there is a pride in my family. Like I do have a pride of my family because I am proud of my family. We got good people, done good things. There's not a lot of shitty stuff in our family history that I'm aware of.
My family has all kinds of shit going on.
And it's almost boring, but it's like there is a pride to that. And so that's why I think one of the reasons that I get so annoyed by people just like basically stereotyping me, because I'm like, you don't fucking know me, and they're like, you're a straight white guy, so I know who you are. I know how you are. And it just I'm just like, you don't know the rich history of the Tinkin family.
We went all the way from Lindsay to Fresno.
Well, real talk.
We went 40 minutes up the road.
Like, because it's all this stuff has always stemmed in racism today. And the only incident where race was ever a thing was when we were driving past the field and my cousin said something about the Mexican field workers. And my grandfather stopped the car and told us to get out and told my cousin, if you're going to make fun of them, you're going to go work half as hard as they do. And we literally had to go work in the fields for the rest of the summer.
They hired you?
No, he didn't pay us shit.
Your grandpa didn't?
No, he didn't pay us nothing.
Were they working for your grandpa?
I don't think they were. I think it was. I know they weren't because they were working on one orchard, and my grandpa pulled up to the next one, which was his olive orchard, and we just went out there and suckered olive trees, which is you literally it's backbreaking. You just have little shears, and there's these little.
You had to do it too because your cousin?
Yeah,
fuck that. See,
Yeah.
your grandpa's a dickhead, dude.
I was so pissed at
your
Doug.
cousin?
Yeah,
Are you still mad at him today?
oh, still mad at him today.
Is he alive?
Yeah, he's still alive. He's a great guy. I love that
Do you
guy.
think he's going to go to heaven?
Oh, yeah, everybody is. Everybody gets to go to this pretend place.
Would you be mad if you went to hell?
Yes. Yeah, I think I'd be pretty upset. I think I'd feel more emotions than just upset.
Would you be embarrassed?
Yeah, I'd probably be a little embarrassed. I'd be pissed that I didn't do more stupid shit, But
yeah,
then,
if that shit.
that's not really why though I've ever done anything. I just
The idea of that's why I never jived with religion because it was mostly just like, don't fuck up or you'll go to hell.
I hate
And
that
was
shit too.
Fuck, dude.
Yeah.
I don't want to go to hell. And my dad would be like, my dad doesn't know anything about religion really. He's just like, when we get down to hell, they're fucking fuck you up. But it's like I was just always like, fuck, dude, I can't go to hell.
Well, I like the
fuck.
new age philosophy of heaven and hell, which is more logical, and if it lines up with what the Bible says, if you sin, your life will be hell. Like if you're constantly like sinning against yourself and lying and
I don't think that's
cheating
true. I think
and
that
all
means
that
your
stuff.
life will be heaven.
No, consequences.
What if you're sinning and you're like,
If you're treating everybody shitty around you, it's going to catch up to you eventually.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Like it always, and if you treat people with kindness, it usually comes back. It comes back to you, and you can live in a version where you've created a group of people that you've treated well, that appreciate it, that treat you well.
treat you well.
That treat you good.
It almost came out of you, dude. The olive orchard got back to you right there, dude.
Man. No, you get out there. I got out there suckering. I had an AM radio. Real talk. I was out there suckering with my shears, and I had an AM radio. And interestingly enough, that was the first time I listened to Bob and Tom.
Really?
Yes, because I was out there. I mean, it was probably eight or
I don't think Bob and
10
Tom
or
was on
whatever.
that long
Oh, it was. It absolutely was. Yes, it absolutely was. Yeah, it was.
You were probably listening to Mr. District Attorney, which is a talkie that I found out in a book that my grandma wrote in. That was the thing she liked.
They draw pictures on the wall, and then the flames of the fire would make it look like it was animated.
Yeah, well, I was bummed out because, at my grandma's, I spoke at my grandma's funeral, and like the night before, we went through a bunch of her stuff, and I found this book that she had written in that was like whenever she was, I think it was probably before her and my grandpa even, they might have just got married or something, but it was kind of like to my children or like to my grandchildren, and it was like a thing where you like fill out all these answers.
Yeah.
And it was like when I was a kid, my favorite radio, or like she was like when like on the thing, she's like, when the war ended, I couldn't wait to, and it was like go dancing or like something like shit like that. And it was like my favorite thing to listen to was Mr. District Attorney, which I've listened to episodes of it.
Really?
It's like because a lot of it's on YouTube. But I was pissed because my grandma had super bad dementia before she died, and I was like, I could have just thrown on some Mr. District Attorney, and she would have been like, I'm fucking.
Yeah.
She probably would have started swinging her tits around and been like, it's the 30s. But then it was, but then I read it. I was like, this is great. Me and my mom were drinking the night before, and we were going through this stuff. And we saw it, and I was like, this is great. I was like, when I talk at the funeral tomorrow, I'll read through this book, and it'll be a nice thing, and it'll be whatever. And then as soon as I went up there and opened the book, I was just like, I fucking lost it. I fucking bombed my ass off.
Did you really?
Yeah, absolutely.
You cried?
Oh, I fucking wailed.
Yeah.
I was like fucking like really like legitimately like choked up, like could not speak.
Yeah.
It was fucked up. And it's like in front of like a full room of people. And I'm like, they're like,
Bruce is a professional talker.
yeah. And so I fucking, dude, it was like people like legit to the point where people are bringing me tissues to the stage.
Yeah.
That's when you know you're bombed.
Yeah. That's the way it goes.
And then someone in the back of the crowd was like, "Get his ass off there!" Like he looked just like his daddy. Like it turned
the cane.
Yeah, it turned into people started shaking their keys.
You're sweeping you off.
Yeah, woo, woo, woo. Yeah. They fucking to get this ass out of here.
Dude, when I went to an Al-Anon meeting once, and I was like,
Is that Alan Jackson Anonymous?
yeah, Alan Jackson Anonymous, yeah. And
Sometimes I'm just hotter than a damn hoochie coochie. I was way down yonder too, y'all.
Man, I swear to God, every time I always put it together. I have I have a lake and a car and a fishing pole and my gal and beer, and they all got to go in a song together.
Oh, fuck. What happened at the Al-Anon meeting?
Well, so I wasn't going to share. I legitimately was like, I'm just here to observe because I can't really say I identify with like that my mother was an alcoholic or anything. I mean, she was doing a lot of pills and stuff, and there was issues there.
It was an Al-Anon meeting, or it was more like a children of.
Well, that's what
alcoholic
Al-Anon
parents?
is. Al-Anon is basically codependency, which I can identify with for sure. And codependency and like children of alcoholics type of thing. And so I went to one of those, and because I was also like just figuring out, do I need to quit weed forever? And, is it, because especially at that time, because Ben was getting sober. And so a lot of both of them Ben definitely was like, dude, you just need to be sober. Like he wanted somebody to be sober with, which I totally understand. But I went and was going to just observe. And then one of the guys was like, would you like to share? And I was like, yeah, absolutely. And then
You start doing bits.
yeah, I was like, come on, folks. I go, well, my mom used to do, she'd take a little, she would do a lot of pills and stuff. And then, I didn't know. And then I started smoking weed. I come down here. I'm like trying to I just don't want to be in suits anymore. And I people I thought I'd be a cool smoker. I'm smoking every day. I'm smoking all the time. Dude, literally.
I've been listening to Peter Tosh. Talking about how you're addicted to you're addicted to reggae music.
Yeah. I love the upbeat. I love the upstrokes. No, but I couldn't, dude. I haven't cried like that before or since. I mean, it was literally like I forgot about that feeling of like total lack of control. And then like I even remember like after I left the meeting, because I went with a friend of ours, and and then I was just like, I just kept in my mind was like, just stop talking, just because you can't get a word out.
You went with bald guy. Right?
No. I went with Laura.
Oh, okay. She was like, "Jeez."
No, she was amazing. But I literally the whole time I was just like, stop talking, just stop talking, and then be like, oh,
Same.
but I couldn't.
Well, that's
I just kept going.
Being on. I mean, I don't know if you're on stage in that moment. You're not really.
I just standing
Yeah,
up
but
in a
I'm
room.
like, I was on stage at a when you're in front talking in front of people and you have to finish what you're saying, but you literally cannot, and you're literally I was legitimately people bringing me tissues to this day, and I'm fucking eating my ass.
Yeah.
And my grandma was just dead.
Was she, open coffin?
Just dead right there.
Open?
And I was like, it should have been me. And I jumped in there with her. I said, get around. I want to be the one in here. No, I don't.
Why, God?
Yeah, no, I don't want nobody to see me. I closed the casket. I'm in there trying to yank
No
it.
grandson should have to bury his grandma.
Yeah. Bury me, God damn it. Yeah. I had to walk uphill with the fucking casket too. I was like, I'm about to drop this motherfucker.
I cried a lot at my grandpa's funeral. I took a lot of pictures though. That
I thought you were
helped.
saying I took a lot of pills.
Yeah, I took a lot of pills at my grandpa's. Like mother likes them.
You found them, yeah.
No, but yeah, dude. Well, he had what was beautiful though, because he had a 21 gun salute for his military service, and they of course fire off a round for every
Year he's alive.
every year he's alive. But the
Do
thing-
they send 90 shots?
No, for every year that they served. The thing that was crazy about my grandfather's was
I was saying, is at Voki's funeral, they're going to fire off one.
yeah, that guy was gonna just come out with a cap gun. He can't even fire a full gun. 'Cause
Yeah.
it was like 11 months.
Yeah.
Oh man, he loves being in the service.
Oh,
he,
dude,
he loves
he's-
saying he served. He's a veteran.
Dude, he talks so much shit about the Army until we're in the fucking airport terminal and they say that fucking veterans can board early. He's on by the time I get on the plane, every time I've flown with him, he's on the plane asleep. Fucking cocksucker, dude.
No, my grandpa's funeral, it was crazy because every time they fired, they actually killed a minority across the
You're insane.
across. There was
A
a
guy working.
yeah. But the thing is, they were digging their own graves because we were already in the, and they just boom.
Convenient.
It's like he was in the. Sorry, sir, he was in the army for 15 years. We gotta.
Let's wrap it up, yeah?
That's what she said.
Shut it. With my grandpa's passed down condom.
That's right. That's right. Hold on, before we go.
I do it with. No. Guys, July 29th, please get tickets to Comedian Cinema Club. Soup is here. Hey, what's up, big boy?
This is Superintendent. We're doxing him. This is Bruce's dog. He's cool. He's a sweet boy.
Good guy.
Is he a good boy? He's a good boy.
July 29th, Comedian Cinema Club in Los Angeles, guys. Tickets are almost sold out.
Yeah.
It's going to be great.
Manscaped.com.
Yes.
Enter promo code Kevin's Bush.
Manscaped.com. Promos Kevin's Bush. 20% off. Free shipping. Shave your fucking nuts, dude.
Honestly, I'll say this: if you're a friend of the pod, and we appreciate you. Literally anything, you just go buy. If you want to support and you already have a shaver, or you don't want to spend a bunch of money on something, there's a bunch of items you can buy.
There's all kinds of shit. The underwear's sick.
The underwear is sick. I will say the anti-chafing stuff.
You put it on?
Yes, it actually is really. It's nice. It will be a thing that I use.
Dude.
Because it just.
I've been using mine as pepper spray in the neighborhood.
No, because it's got. I get a lot of gunk. And I
let's
gotta
not talk about your Famunda cheese. Yeah, guys, if you want to avoid Famunda cheese and you want to shave your nuts, or if your boyfriend, your husband, your dad, whoever, get yourself some fucking Manscaped, dude.
get some Manscaped and send us an email at brainjailpod, bagfriespod@gmail.com, and leave us a 5-star review, and keep leaving 5-star reviews on other people's podcasts. Because it's hilarious getting those text messages or emails from people going, dude, what the hell? Why are people on our pod talking about your podcast? I'm like, it's called marketing, bro. It's called marketing,
What it's
and we
all
get
about.
after it. So, and if you got any ideas on how to spread the word of the podcast, send them, of course, to us. And we like you. We hope you enjoy the podcast, and we hope you enjoy me and Bruce's just beautiful relationship.
It is a beautiful one, dude.
Just two straight man, a younger man and an older man, and a completely platonic relationship. Nothing
yeah,
nothing
we're
above board
We're a
going
lot
on
like
here.
Huck Finn and
Jim.
Jim.
Yeah. Yeah, we are a lot like Huck Finn and
Floating
Jim.
down this podcast river.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you guys very much. Love you. Goodbye.
Peace out.